We are now going live to Ecuador with a special envoy, Jorge Gestoso, who is on the ground and has all the latest details as we are hours away from the polls openings. Hello, Jorge Gestoso. Welcome to From the South.
How are you doing, Luis? I'm excited to be reporting from our studios here in Quito, where the city is living a total critical moment, just hours away from the presidential election of tomorrow, Sunday. The city and the country is quiet, absolutely in order. In terms of what's going on throughout the day, I will highlight that, for example, Ecuadorians living abroad are voting. There are about 400,000 and more eligible to vote, but in reality, it's about 51,000 voters, the one who participates in previous elections in the process. Also, we have seen that there is absolutely normality in the distribution of the material to the election. Also, some streets are going to be cancelled, if you want, especially biking lanes are going to be stopped. So there are some streets also that are going to be already under control of the security. Security is being worked throughout the day, so there is not going to be any irregularity in terms of the displacements of the people. There are already, anyway, Luis, and something that analysts makes reference to is at least the concern of the possibility of a fraud. And there are certain specialists that mention that the fraud could be said in 3 stages. Previous to the election day, during the election day, and after the election day. When they're talking about the previous to an election day, they refer to what they call irregularities from the campaign of the president/candidate Daniel Noboa in using the resources of the government of the state in favor of his campaign. Another thing that they believe that is part of what they call a fraud that is taking place before the election tomorrow is that it has been disqualified at least one candidate that is being perceived that for President Noboa could be in a way a contender on the right that could some votes could be taken after day. So that President Noboa has participated in that process, and the reality is that that candidate is not participating. On the other hand, the use of the media is totally in favor of the candidate President Noboa, and that is being perceived as we are going to reach tomorrow in a field that is not level, is absolutely turned in favor of the candidate. So that is one of the things that observers are paying attention, that they say that everything could be expected because that situation is pretty irregular. Officially, the authorities of the voting authority says that about 90 minutes away after the closing of the polls, we're talking about 5 p.m. tomorrow, we are going to have at least the first tendency of the results. So theoretically, we could have by the end of tomorrow night a clear tendency of what's going on. But in reality is that we are perceiving a day in total normality, and so far is the second day of the reflection period that is by law executed, that after the midnight of Thursday took place. So no polls, no political acts, no political activities are being perceived and authorized, and also people cannot, for example, be selling and drinking alcoholic beverages. So we have to wait and see, but in reality, there are, again, 16 candidates. In reality, it's being perceived that it's only one candidate that represents the progressive movement of former President Rafael Correa. We are talking La Revolución Ciudadana of Luisa González, that according to many polls looks like the favorite, but also certain polls show in first place President candidate Daniel Noboa. And just to finalize, Luis, there is almost total agreement that no one is going to reach the 50% necessary to win in this first round, or get 40% and 10% difference with the second. So it's pretty clear that here is going to be a runoff, and the runoff is going to be in the month of April. We get back to you now.
Thank you, Gestoso, for updating information. We're going to stay in touch in upcoming news brief to continue talking and analyzing as Ecuador goes in this important election day tomorrow.